We're dealing with series, we're dealing with limited series, or what I used to call mini-series, feature-length projects, half-hour projects, short-form projects, animation, live events, sports, news. We cross all genres. And the bottom line is that we're exactly where you can find it is through Xbox Live. Now, we're still trying to figure out from a strategic standpoint where it sits, but it's something that's really unique to our platform, and it will be under the banner of Xbox Originals.
Should we think about these shows being produced start to finish by Microsoft or by Xbox, or is it in partnership with other studios?
Well, we're open to all. In fact, we have an arrangement with Channel 4 in the UK that we're producing a series together. We can co-produce, we'll solely produce, we will bring in talent. So we're very, very flexible with whom we'll work with.
Well, let's use Showtimes as an example. I mean, traditionally TV, you think 30 minutes, you think an hour, even in some of the new platforms, shows that are done for platforms like Netflix. You're still
Right.
kind of thinking in those terms, 30 minutes, an hour. What are you guys thinking about in terms of how long a show should be?
For our platform, if someone comes and says, you know what, I have a great animated series that I think can go for 11 minutes or 10 minutes, or we see something that really only should be 9 minutes, that's all it needs to be.
So, for example, one of the shows you're doing is Humans. It is a thriller. Something else you're doing is covering a live event, Bonnaroo, big
Right.
music festival. So there's a real range of stuff that you're doing. What's the thought process behind, the kinds of shows you want to be doing?
Well, we're obviously start with the focus of who is on Xbox, who's using our service, and it's primarily millennials. It's also gamers at this moment in time that are both women and men. And we are also looking at why they're on our platform and how we can kind of integrate the technology to make their TV experience much richer and more engaging. So when you talk about Bonnaroo, the idea is, a lot of people would like to attend, or maybe they don't want to attend, but they certainly want to listen to the music and avoid going to Tennessee. So what we're hoping to do, that while it's unbelievably well attended, I think they get close to 100,000 people at Bonnaroo, you can actually have a virtual festival in your own living room by being able to choose the stage you want to watch, to have actual real-time interactions with the talent before and after they are on stage using Skype.
The first look we got at what might come out of Xbox Entertainment Studios was, of course, you've got Halo, the signature game, and Steven Spielberg producing on that program. What's the time frame for that show?
Well, look, we're in development on this project, and I really have not much to say about this one, but I must say that on the other projects that we are developing, again, on certain aspects, we're looking at franchise building and looking at certain levels of IP that can really expand the franchise or build a successful franchise that can live not only with television but also in games as well.
The many flagship games that have come to represent Xbox, these are all fair game in terms of becoming, television shows.
Well, I must say, and this was a wonderful discovery for me when I arrived, is that the rich amount of IP that Microsoft owns, whether it's from a game Fable or Age of Empires or Gears of War or Forza, which is an amazing car, it's a racing game, or Halo. I mean, these are things that, frankly, if we weren't attached to Microsoft, everyone would yearn to have. And so it's an amazing platform to work from.
I know in traditional TV there are budgets. Sometimes in technology you wonder about unlimited budgets. Is there a budget here?
Sure, there's a budget. And you know what? Just based on my background, if there weren't, I would have one. But sure, and we're looking at producing shows with kind of the whole range of budgets, whether it's less expensive all the way up to a really very high premium budget level that you would find, let's say, of a Game of Thrones.
The way you measure a show's success is changing. In the traditional world of television, it's the ratings so that the advertisers can sort of be pleased. In the world of Netflix, if they can grow their subscriber base, you would expect that doing shows like a House of Cards gets a check mark. In your world, what is the measure of success? I think there's something like 48 million Xbox Live users around the world. Is it to grow that number? Is it to grow the overall pie of people who are using an Xbox?
Look, first and foremost, I'd love to create hits. Hits that the people who are already on our platform love, people that want to keep that subscription alive and new people that can come in. I want to be able to use our content to kind of expand, I would say, the Microsoft or Xbox fandom, and to be able to really generate real loyalty to our brand.
Microsoft has a new CEO, Satya Nadella. Is he committed to this, to what's happening here in Los Angeles?
Very much, very much. He's committed to, he understands that Xbox is a very important consumer-facing brand, and he understands that it's essential to the growth of the other aspects of the Microsoft business. So I've heard nothing but very positive support, and with the realization that it's going to take some time to grow the studio.
Sony with the PlayStation has said they want to do originals too, and obviously they've got a big TV business here in Los Angeles. Is that a competitive threat to what you're doing?
It isn't. I mean, look, we've been at it for a year and a half where Microsoft have dedicated a whole studio to support this kind of content development. Look, Sony has been in the TV business for some time. The idea that PlayStation, who's always focused themselves on gameplay, original content is something that everyone's toying with right now. It's very unclear how committed they are to that on the PlayStation.
So you're working on a Halo series, thrillers, comedies, documentaries, on sports. And I know you guys have a partnership with the NFL, and I know there's a lot of sports that are consumed in your own household.
Yes.
What should we be thinking about? Does that mean that Xbox is going to go out and acquire the rights to live sporting events? Outbid the broadcasters, or how should we think about that?
So to your point that we're looking at 48 million subscribers, and we're looking with the Xbox 360 in addition to the Xbox One, close to 100 million consoles that are connected in the living room throughout the world. Sports is an essential part of their viewing, whether it's football, American, or the real football. Obviously the NFL is really important for the U.S. audience. Formula One. These are all things that we're looking very closely at, and really feel that with our technology we can really enhance that experience.
If you're an Xbox user, but you're also using, let's say, other Microsoft devices, I'm sure some people are going to wonder, can I watch some of these shows on, say, a Surface tablet or a Windows phone? What's the game plan with all that?
To me, it's also engaging through our content the other devices that we're producing and the other services that we're offering. So the expectation is that service will live on other devices as well.